Oi. There's oil. Turns out there's oil on the trailer.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I found it. Beep. Mullet flip.
Ready?
Go on. Oh yeah, majestic specimen. Yo, what's happening guys? Welcome back to Tokimotive. Alright, so full-blown event prep mode. The turbo gaskets all around the manifold are leaking like crazy, so we've got to quick swap them. Also got the kit that Spainy gifted me, his hand-me-down kit. We're gonna make that fit, get things painted up so it looks good. But yeah, gotta run over it, try and get as much response as possible. I wanna go into the private matsuri at Rayleigh with the best possible chance for everything to go mint. Got Alex here helping with his fresh, majestic mullet. Hopefully we can knock this all out today, so then I've got tomorrow to get stuff packed and sorted ready so that I'm not panicking and rushing through the week, and I can get all my videos up before I go to Rayleigh, which is now 5 days away. So, gotta get cracking into it. It's not exactly flat.
That'll pull in.
Right now, we're just gonna send it. We're gonna copper spray the hell out of the new gasket because we've got a Cometic MLS style gasket for it. We'll copper spray the hell out of it, put a good thick coat on it, and we're just gonna spiral pattern torque down the manifold, and hopefully it seals. 6-boost flanges aren't the thickest as it is, so hopefully it'll just pull into place and won't have an issue. But all the metal gaskets we're gonna copper spray. I know some people don't like even using copper spray anymore, but I've had good luck with it. I've reused plenty of metal gaskets using just copper spray. So if we do it on the fresh ones, with any luck, it all seals and there's no issue whatsoever. It's good, done, sorted.
Send it.
Good news, it seemed like it was flattening out right. Bad news, one of the studs has decided to pull the threads out of the head and we didn't even pull it tight. We've got longer bolts, longer studs anywhere, because they go fairly deep. And those studs aren't sticking in much, are they?
Like half the way. If you got a longer stud.
I know Jerry just uses bolts.
We could just put a bolt in that end one. On that. I'll clean up the thread as much as I can with this tap.
Yeah.
And then we'll just use a bolt. It's only... It's that much. It's that deep. And we're only using about half of it. It's the same amount, just deeper.
It might be worth a shot.
We'll go down and grab that gasket anyway.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Just in case. Good idea. So, plan is we're just putting a bolt in it. We've cleaned out the threads that are left in there. They're still a little bit screwy, but we're winding a bolt in there and hopefully that does the trick. If we strip all the threads out of it, the options are drill it out and helicoil it or swap the head. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to get it welded up and re-drilled now. Like, I've got less than 5 days to go, and swapping the head would be bad enough with that time. And we'd have to pull the head off anyway, which means we'd have to swap it anyway, because the only gasket I have here is the MLSR one, so that means I'd have to put the skimmed head that I've ported on anyway. So, see how we go.
Right, that works, but I'm too scared to tighten it tighter.
Okay.
It's your car, you can do it.
Fair enough. The amount of anxiety. Full repair on the head we did with using a bolt, and the last threads remaining worked. Found these threads are also f***y, and as a way to stop these backing out again, we're running a longer bolt through, leftovers from the pack we got from there. We can't do the one near the wastegate, but cleaning the thread's going to run the bolt through, tighten down the manifold with the turbo with the gasket, and then put a nut on the bottom and tighten it back up to it. And that should solve the turbo ever coming loose unintendedly again, hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
No worries.
Got my OEM plus Pepsi. 100% something I highly recommend getting. A little brass washer kit. Because those ones looking pretty old and cruddy. So, nice fresh ones. Just for safety's sake, make sure that put my best foot forward on it. Also found out, I have another wheel bearing on the way out. Never get your drift cars ready too early. Because you know why? They'll be like, you got all this spare time. Have this. Maybe some of this. A little bit of blown wheel bearing. A little bit of leaky gaskets. A little bit of, you like threads in your bolt holes. I see. No. Right, engine side of things is back together. Gates on. The plumb back gate is nice and tucked up and neat. All the manifolds all torqued down, turbos torqued down. All these have fresh brass washers for all the fittings on the turbo. I also found that one loose, that one loose, that one loose. Most of the joints on the cooler piping were actually loose. So, realistically, I should have picked up a fair chunk of response because it wasn't even dosing how it normally would. So, I guess it makes sense that a lot of stuff has sort of vibrated loose over time. And being that it's got solid engine mounts, there's probably a lot of vibration going through everything. It's finally come to the time that I've been waiting for. This is the main thing I really wanted to do with this video, is kit. Time to put the kit on. And I'm kind of just going to wing it and work out what I'm going to do as I go along. The rear is the bottom half of the Stagia rear bar. For Spaney's setup, he had black here, silver here. I want it to be broken up, but at the same time, as much as I like the silver on the side skirts, it doesn't match anything else on the car. Something's got to be black or white, because that's the tone of the car. So I've just got to work out which way I'm going to go, because I don't really know, but I have paint for both. The paint code on this car is just base acrylic white, and that's it. I'll work that out as I go along, and I'll work out how high I'm mounting this rear bar, but I've got to adjust the cutout for the exhaust. I've got to make that bigger. Spaney's had a single pipe. Mine has blast pipes. So I've got to work that out, and yeah, be a bit of messing around with it, but it should be good and should look freaking mint. Right, so I'm back out here today. I ended up being up till nearly 5 o'clock in the morning, just painting. Took a while to set the gun up and get it to actually spray somewhat decent. Our dodgy old gun isn't that great, and neither is the compressor, but I got something that's a decent middle ground. Doesn't have a huge spray pattern, but it's relatively even and manageable, because I don't really want to spend $1 million on pressure pack cans, even though for what I'm doing right now, they are a bit easier to work with. I kind of wish I just saved them to get in the smaller places, like tucking in and around in the bumper and stuff, but there's what it is. I got a few runs that I've just gone through this morning, well, this afternoon, and I've wet sanded out. So we had a run along the, couple of runs along here, bit of a run down the bottom there, and then on this we had a bit where the paint gun actually dripped out the top, which I had to just stuff paper towel over it to fix that, but yeah, that was a bit of an issue. And you can barely even tell where they were here, but there was a run right along there and a run straight up the side. Dodgy little gun, but it's doing the job. Now, because these were all painted white in kind of a shitty white, I've just gone and re-blacked the top because it's going to take me a million years to sand them back. So that's all re-blacked. I want to go through and smooth out all the surfaces and all the rough bits on the plastic, but I got 4 days. 4 days to have this car on the trailer ready to go. I don't have the time to be going through and sanding everything back meticulously, but I do want to run the kit. So I just got to compromise there. It's not going to look as good as it could, but it's going to look pretty decent. It'll still be a solid 10-footer, but at the same time, I don't even know if I'm going to like the black waistband and white down. So I don't know if I'll like it yet. So for now, this will do just fine. It should look all right. I'm going to keep going through, prepping all this stuff up. I've got the other part of the new rear bar to do, and then I can, once the black's dry on them, I can mask them up. I've got to test fit the lower lip onto the front bar and get it cut and sorted and make sure it's all sitting right and can mount up. I can re-snip the zip ties and paint up that lower lip separately, so then when I zip tie it up together, there's no look of paint pooling where the two bits of plastic join. Plenty more to do, and I'm just gonna keep trekking along with it. And yeah, it's been a fair bit of work, and I've used a hell of a lot more paint than I thought I was going to, but it is what it is. I'll just keep poking along, and hopefully it comes out mint. If you get close, all the bumper scuffs and stuff are still pretty visible, and that lower bit's haggard, but oh well. I also chopped out here because leaving the number plate stuff in didn't look so bad when the bumper was that dark grey black, but when it's white, it's going to look so out of place. And it gives more intercooler flow. I think it's just sort of the shape of it. That's alright.
That's right.
Let's get in there. Yeah, that's gonna fit up good. I might get a bit toasty on the top of the bumper.
Might melt a bit.
Yeah, it might have a mild melting. Plus that catch fire a little bit. How many screws have I got?
0.
I Didn't record anything yesterday, but I was out here all night just wrenching away, going nuts, trying to get this ready because it's Tuesday night now. This thing's got to be on the trailer, ready to go, everything packed. Thursday night so I can head out early Friday. But this thing keeps throwing me curveballs. But before that, I got the kit done and I got the kit on. So let's have a look. Whoo! Oh, you guys have no idea how in love with this thing I am right now. Look at that. Look at that. No ugliness at the back anymore. Nice skirts. And I gotta say, massive thank you to Spaney. 1 for the kit and 2 for the paint scheme idea of leaving the waistband black and then doing white down. Looks absolutely perfect. I'm so in love with that. But I'd love to show that more, but this video is already probably going to be long and this thing's throwing me curveball after curveball. But that's going to be one for the next video. The next video got a bit going on and I felt like it deserved to be its own video rather than making this a crazy long video trying to sort it out. And yeah. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the kit and how it looks because I am absolutely in love with it and I would love to hear your thoughts as well because I think it is freaking sick. I love it. Never been happier with the way this car has looked as I am right now. Although, right now, the rear kit's not really on it. But bugger. That is Rayleigh for you. So I've got to try and get these videos pumped out. I want to get everyone caught up onto what's going on. Things have just been hectic and the mad push to make the event alone was a nightmare. An absolute nightmare. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll go visit the G&T Performance boys. Also get to go for a run on an 800 horsepower 33 with a single cam RB30 and a 2-speed power glide. So yeah, it's pretty exciting, pretty fun, and yeah. Anyways guys, that's it. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and if you love the new kit because I do. And as always, appreciate you guys and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.